So indeed, will an extended producer responsibility scheme work for fishing gear? And we are trying and we are building it. But fundamentally, it's about waste management. Waste management is doing the right thing with the things that we're finished with. You put your food scraps in the compost bin. You put your washed out rigid plastic containers in the recycling. But what about the things that are a little bit more hard and they're more difficult to look after at the end of its life, like fishing gear? If they're not disposed of properly, will they damage the environment? And are they a lost resource to the circular economy? One way to improve waste management is to include the producer and the sellers into what happens after it's used. You have to extend their responsibility and think further. The company that makes the washing machine, the garage that sells you your burst tire and replaces a tire in your car, the net maker who designs a net. What happens after? Products that are difficult to dispose of need careful attention, so they're not dumped up a mountain path, or they're left behind that shed at the bottom of the garden for years, leaking into the groundwater at the back of your house, or they're not dumped at the bottom of the ocean. We need a system. We need specialist services. We need incentives. This can be done by extending the responsibility of all interested parties. Some of those are easily included, like the producer and the seller, but we also need to incentivize and extend that responsibility to the user. They're part of the circle, they're part of the return, they're part of the loop. An extended producer responsibility scheme is a compliance scheme, collaborative compliance, where the diverse members of who touch that product are drawn together, be it the toaster, the tire, or even the fishing gear. But they need to work together and reduce that environmental impact of their product, their sector, their future. Complying brings new ideas, solutions, and common ambition. Complying can bring security of that level playing field. And it needs a village, it needs an army, it needs you. Does this product have an end-of-life plan? Do I bring it back? Where do I bring it back? Do they recycle it safely? Is the seller part of a compliance scheme? Should the user be officially part of that extended producer responsibility scheme? These are now questions for fishing gear suppliers and fishers as we look to include these plastics into the circular economy and form an extended producer responsibility scheme. We're all in the same storm of sustainability and the circular economy, but by agreeing on the rules and responsibilities of all the stakeholders of an extended producer responsibility scheme, it makes sure that we're all in the same boat. Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster.